since we're out here guessing, we're live on a Wednesday.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
It's Wednesday.
It is
Welcome
a
back.
Wednesday.
It's hump day, right? Um,
It is hump
welcome
day.
back to the Legends Clubhouse. For those who don't know me, because I haven't been here for a while, I am Bobby. Always got Wi-Fi. Kaboose. Always with let's just host the show by himself and plummet the ratings, Lawson Turner. What's going on, man?
I mean, someone's got to be here.
Yeah, but why did the ratings plummet?
I mean, listen, we all know we're here for goofs, and when you're losing half your goofs, you're gonna lose half the ratings.
Dude, I'm surprised we're still on the air, because our ratings dropped so much, and I'm surprised the network wants to keep us after I had to miss the last two shows, due to internet issues. Hopefully you held it down, but I heard really bad things,
Well,
from
damn.
everyone. So, the entire universe is telling me how bad you sucked ass by yourself.
But you missed a lot, dude.
What did I miss?
You missed I was about to say you missed the entire NFL Week 1. You missed 2 days of Nerfies. You missed a lot, dude.
Man. that
So
that
yeah,
is a lot.
yeah.
I don't even know where to begin. I'm still kind of in mourning.
Mm-hmm.
Um, you know, uh, I just want to say
Oh no.
the Detroit Lions, they have sucked for like 70 years,
Right.
right? They've been good for the last like three,
Mm.
and this past Sunday they looked like a completely different team. I'm not really sure what's going on there. We're supposed to have a good offensive line. That wasn't good. We're supposed to have a great edge rusher that could be possibly the defensive player of the year. He wasn't good. Supposed to have a proficient proficient offense. That wasn't the case. We're supposed to have some good running backs. I didn't see them. Um, we do have a pretty solid third round pick rookie though. It made probably I would say probably the best first catch of a career or first touchdown of a career ever.
Yeah,
And
that one-handed
Isaac,
catch was nice.
it was nice. Too bad it was too little, too late.
Mm.
But man, people here were worried about the coordinators. I think you start, there's a little concern there. The Packers absolutely dominated us, and it wasn't even like Micah Parsons did much. It wasn't him. It was I think Detroit, and
Mm.
it's tough, man. It's tough to swallow because all of a sudden week 2 almost becomes a must win with Ben Johnson coming back to Detroit with the Chicago Bears.
Right.
And we all know the 0-2 stat. It's like a 10% chance of making the playoffs. So it's like a
Mm.
must-win week 2 almost. And yeah, I think there should be a little bit of panic here. People are saying some people are saying relax, some people are calling for Dan Campbell's job.
Which is
I think
kind of
there's got to be
insane.
somewhere. I think there's got to be somewhere in between. But
Mm.
shit, dude, they fucking looked like they were the fucking Cleveland Browns.
It was really interesting too, especially early on, because Jordan Love was sharp for the first half because
Hmm.
he and the Green Bay Packers, they really just needed to put it in cruise control in the second half, really.
Yeah.
And from an offensive line perspective, there was almost zero push. There was zero push,
Hmm.
and just like you brought up, it's not like Micah Parsons had 3 sacks and was just an unblockable machine. Like he did have the sack late, but it was
Hmm.
essentially it didn't really impact the game much because the expression, um, it's not over till the fat lady sings, but she already pulled up in the driveway.
Yeah.
So there was nothing, especially. See, I compared the this game to when Kyle Shanahan left the Falcons and went to the Niners because that first game post Kyle Shanahan when he was the offensive coordinator in Atlanta, when he went Atlanta's first game was in Chicago. Now, granted, you go from a hot state like Georgia all the way up to in Chicago, Tim XYZ, but still, it's a sense of there is a difference between calling plays and calling an offense. And Ben Johnson calls an offense. Now it's going to be interesting to see what adjustments they make from a play calling perspective because your ideology is still there because you promote it from within.
Yeah.
But to me,
And
your talent, like my bad, my last point, your talent's still there. Like
right.
it's not like you have a new quarterback learning an old system or anything like that. Like ideology, you're still there.
I think the biggest loss that we're gonna it's gonna impact us and we're gonna feel it the most is Frank Ragnow.
Yeah.
The center, Pro Bowl center retiring kind of out of the blue
Mm-hmm.
a couple months ago, and yeah, that offensive line, you could tell there's one shot. I think it might be the I don't think they got a safety. I think we got out of the end zone, but there's a camera angle of a handoff at the goal line, on our own goal line, where literally the center, I don't know if it was Graham Glasgow or who it was, but he literally doesn't block anyone and just lets the dude fuck it. Like, I'm like, what is going on here?
Mm-hmm.
Um, so the impact of Frank Ragnow, I think, is going to be tremendously missed. I kind of probably overlooked that at first, like, okay, it's just a center, we can move somebody over, but I'm just in loss of words. I can't believe how bad they played.
Mm-hmm.
um and it is, I don't want to be like, oh my God, you got to fire Brad Holmes and Dan Campbell and you got to, reinvent the wheel. But fuck, man,
Yeah.
this is a 15-2 team. Obviously, you're not gonna, repeat last year. But shit, dude, this may be, the people may be right on betting on the Lions to be the most bet team to miss the playoffs. Just saying that.
Yeah, and one more thing to add on the loss of Frank Ragnow. Jared Goff is cut from the old cloth where he's not mobile. He wants to sit in the pocket and be a
Mm.
distributor. Um, I don't know how good Goff is pre-snap to setting protection and stuff. So that's where if you have a great center like Frank Ragnow was before he retired, he is the captain of your offensive line. He's setting protections. He's saying, all right, guys, we need to chip, pull, XYZ, pin downs, all that stuff. So and it seemed as if him and Goff were in lockstep when it came to protection and things like that. So it's going to be interesting to see whether, because I think they still have one of, if not the best, just pure offensive lineman in Panay Sewell, but
Oh yeah,
he's one of five, and they all need to
right.
be a cohesive unit.
Right. And, with the Lions having, one of the toughest schedules in the NFL,
Hmm.
it's not, last year I think we went 6-0 in the North. You're not going to do that every year. You're obviously going to lose some division games. So
Right.
hopefully we can mark it up as just, hey, we lost a division game. Let's bounce back. But, there is, you know, a little bit of concern here.
Hmm.
That it's not, if you lost like the Ravens lost, right? Where you put up a fucking good ass effort and you just lost at the end, right? I mean, if kind of a fluke Derrick Henry fumble
Mm.
kind of put them in position to lose, but um, you know, I don't know where my point was going, but no, if they put up a fight like that, I'd feel a little bit better. But putting up 13 points and literally scoring seven when the game doesn't matter, and just not being able to move the ball, executing offense, defense looking piss poor, leaving guys wide open over the middle, like it's just, a little concerning, a
Mm.
little concerning after week one. But you don't win the Super Bowl in week one.
Right.
You can't. So, um, Got to bounce back. Got to beat Chicago. It's almost a must-win game now at their home opener.
Hmm. Do you think it is considered must win just like for the totality of the season, or because it's Ben Johnson and you don't want to lose, at home against Ben
All of
Johnson?
it, all of it, because people are gonna lose their shit if Ben Johnson comes in here and beats us
Yeah.
like week two. They're gonna lose their shit, especially with Caleb. I mean, Caleb looked decent, on Monday night.
Hmm.
Um, I know he had some errant throws and stuff, and I'm not completely sold on Caleb Williams yet. So it's you gotta contain him, and you gotta win this game. I think you can't go 0-2 in the division. You can't go 0-2 in the in the season. Um, like we said, 90% of teams that go 0-2 don't make the playoffs. But on the other side, I believe the Eagles and the Chiefs have both started the season 0-1 and make it to the Super Bowl. So
Yeah.
keep our positive pants on and move forward. Like I said, you're not gonna go undefeated in the division every year, but
Hmm.
I just wish they would have looked a little bit more crisp.
Yeah.
So
I think they're poised for a bounce back game next week now because it's in Detroit. This is almost Ben Johnson's Super Bowl too.
yeah. Yeah, and he's gonna have his team fired up if he's any kind of good head coach, he's gonna have his team fired up to play the Lions, especially division opponent, especially probably the biggest um with Packers or the Bears, I would say would probably be the biggest Lions rival, right?
Yeah.
So I know the Vikings are in the division too, but I feel like I feel like people either hate the Bears or hate the Packers, hate both of them, and the Vikings kind of get a slide a little bit because I don't know, it just
Yeah.
seems that way.
Hmm. Speaking of Monday's game, what did you think overall of, you know, Ben Johnson and Caleb Williams' first game together?
So I only watched the probably the last quarter.
Hmm.
So I didn't watch a lot of the first because I was watching Monday Night Raw.
Yeah.
So it was like I had to pick one to watch. I couldn't watch both of them. I guess I could have watched Raw on my phone or something,
But
but I
you
didn't
know,
do
right.
that. So anyway, um so I didn't see much. Obviously they had, a lead late, and Minnesota came back and won. So like I said, I you know don't really trust Caleb Williams yet.
Hmm.
I think that he needed to put that game away, and kind of step on the throat a little bit. But that could have been Ben Johnson's calling too. I didn't pay enough attention to like the play calling and stuff when they got up. What did you think? What's going on with Monday Night Football?
I thought because Caleb started the game like 9 for 9, 10 for 10, something like that, and then the thing with Caleb is he is so damn talented. Where when because he made a throw to Rome Odunze, where he escaped the rush, rolled right, and zipped it 150 miles an hour and just hit Rome on the sideline. Where it's like, oh, that's a Mahomes, a Josh Allen, type of play, but then he'll just miss these layups.
That must
And
have been the one that he didn't step out of bounds before throwing it.
yeah, but that's also sideline awareness, XYZ stuff like that. But yeah, with Caleb, he has the talent to be an upper echelon quarterback in the NFL. The only thing is getting the consistency stuff, and I'm not comparing him to Anthony Richardson at all. However, Anthony Richardson would make these one of one plays and then miss layups and things like that. Now,
Hmm.
I think Caleb is more talented than Anthony Richardson, but there are, now once again, it was his first game in his second year. Where, there's a I think it was 4th and 4 early on in the game when Caleb started 10 for 10, and it was a easy, okay, you can send the field goal unit out there, or you can keep your offense on there. And Caleb being hot, Ben Johnson being aggressive, was like, okay, let's keep our offense out there. And he overthrew DJ Moore by 5 yards.
Hmm.
So it's just like if he can really tone in, because he's got speed, arm strength, touch, but it's just if you can make the threes, I need you to make more layups.
Yeah, yeah.
And that's my only concern with Caleb.
Or so instead of, overthrowing or underthrowing or, missing the layups, what he needs to do is he needs to storm over and hand the ball physically to anyone that wants it, just like the Phillies Karen chick that,
God, this shit pissed
went
me off.
over and, got the handoff from the home run ball. Dude, I'm sure you've seen this. This has fucking been all over the internet.
Dude,
Um, and I was, I was kind of upset that I missed the last two shows because I wanted to go on this rant about
yeah.
the Phillies Karen with the shit, dude. This is unbelievable. Um, Dude,
In case you missed
we
it,
all know the story. Phillies Marlins game, right? I think
mhm.
was it. Do you know if it was in Philly or if it was in Miami?
it was in Miami.
Okay, that's what I thought because I knew it wasn't the Philly. I didn't think it was the Philly Stadium, and for some reason I thought it was against the Brewers, but it was against the Marlins. And casual fucking home run ball. Don't know who hit it. It's not like it was fucking Barry Bonds' home run record ball or a ball of any significance.
Hmm.
And father goes and gets the ball, gives it to the son, and here comes Philly's Karen. Um, Dude, how would you feel if you were, especially, okay, so she's got the Phillies jersey on. She's, either a Phillies fan that lives in Florida, or what I'm guessing is a Phillies fan that took a vacation to Florida and went to see the Phillies. Imagine going on vacation, going to see your favorite team, almost getting a ball, causing a scene, and then ruining your life over a fucking baseball.
Dude,
That doesn't mean anything.
dude, it was the most when I first saw the original clip. It was I think it was Harrison Bader smacks a home run. Dad, of course, oh, ball's coming my way. I'm gonna go get it. I'm not gonna, throw my kid over there to go get it. I'm just gonna go get the fucking ball. And so
Yeah.
he runs over, I guess, out of his section or whatever, because
It was down the row.
like
It
you have
looked like he was down the row.
like you have assigned seats, whatever the
Right.
fuck. So he goes over, gets the home run ball, and was like, "Oh, I got a souvenir for my kid." It's a core, like when you're a kid and you got a home run ball. Like, holy shit! I remember when whoever hit this random home run. It could have been, from a D Gordon home run to a
Yeah.
Schwarber home run. It's just it's a core memory, and this bitch, for better lack of terms, walked right over and said that ball wasn't like near your seat or whatever, and there's an altercation, and to where like she's yelling at him, yelling at the dad, the kids are sitting there like and dude, for real. And so the dad says, you know what, fine, and hands her the ball. I think it is better of a core teaching moment to like right afterwards. I thought, damn, that sucks for the kid, but in that moment his dad kind of showed, it's not important to argue over things like this.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna sit here and call this woman out of her out of her name or disrespect her crazy. It's just, okay, fine, you want to make a big deal about it, have the ball, it's a ball, it's okay. And then about 20 minutes later, I saw this very nice, I don't know if she was staff, I don't know if she was Phillies, Marlins, whatever, but obviously the clip starts to go wild over the internet. This very nice lady with a little gift bag, she walked over to the son and his dad and was like, "Hey, we're so sorry that she took your ball. We want to give you this gift bag." And it was like a clearish bag. I think it had like a jersey and some
Yeah, it
te-
had two things in there, yeah.
and some
Um,
team stuff.
but like, okay, okay, so first of all, the dad was one of four fucking people trying to get that ball.
Right.
So, like,
Was she gonna go
you know,
after the other ones?
right. Phillies Karen, why don't you fucking say something to the other two? Second of all, she comes over and storms over and says, "They took my ball." Guess what, bitch? It's not your ball. It's fucking up for grabs. You see it all the time where people are, fighting for the home run ball, foul ball, whatever. And usually, or we'd like to think usually that like we see a bunch of clips of, adults getting a ball, celebrating, and then handing it to a child because
Right.
you know what? I'm a grown man and I don't need a fucking baseball from a game that doesn't mean anything. If it was,
Shohei's
fucking
50-50 ball.
Yeah, Shohei's, 74th home run to break the record.
or
Hell yeah, I'm
whatever.
keeping that ball.
Yeah.
But if it's a Tuesday afternoon or whatever day you want to pick in the week, and Brandon Inge comes and hits a home run, guess what? I don't give a fuck about Brandon Inge. Never did, never will. So I'm gonna take this ball and fucking give it to whoever the fuck I want. If my girl's there and she wants the ball, she gets it. If a kid's by me, he or she gets it. I don't fucking care. It's a goddamn baseball. And you're gonna like nowadays, it's not like back in the day where, not everything was fucking recorded. If you make a scene in public on in any facility, any venue, any event, any public place, your ass is going to be recorded by something, a security camera, cell phone, something, right? A
Hmm.
ring doorbell, anything. You're going to be recorded. And for the fact that this lady does this, like I said, probably goes on vacation, probably goes to see her favorite team. She might be a great lady, but guess what? No one in the world fucking thinks you are. And so now you pretty much ruined your life because you're going fucking viral on being a bitch. I don't know if it's true, but there was rumors that she lost her job. I know her Facebook and shit was posted online.
Hmm.
Like, was it worth it? I hope that fucking $2 ball was worth it. And luckily the kid made out because, like you said, he got a little goodie bag. Then he got to go meet what's his name, Harrison Bader, whatever his name is.
And he signed the he. I didn't even get to bring that up.
Right,
He signed his bat that
yeah,
he might even hit the home run with, and was like, "Hey kid,
right,
I'm sorry that happened. Here's a fucking bat." But
absolutely.
even though she lost her job, at least she got the ball.
Yeah, at least she
At
got the
least she
ball
got the
that like
ball.
doesn't mean anything. Actually, there was someone posted, and again, the internet's a funny place. You never know what's real or
Hmm.
what's fake. But I assume everything that I read on the internet is true. Every little thing. So, there's only two true things in this world. It's what you read on the internet and whatever Jay-Z tells you. So, the first thing on that list is whatever you read on the internet. So, what I read is I believe. So, someone had offered, I guess, 5 grand for that baseball, just so they could say that they got the Karen baseball.
That's awesome,
So maybe she can cash it in for 5 grand, and it will, hold her over until the next job won't hire her.
dude.
Because, dude, the first thing I would do, by the way, if I was that bitch, would be when I got home, I would dye my fucking hair because she looked like a skunk, and
Dude.
everyone could, everyone knows who she is. So like, definitely dyeing the hair. Or if it was me, I got the funky hair, the braids and shit, I'd be shaving that shit off and be like, yeah, that
Dude.
wasn't me. Shave my beard, like I'd look completely different the next day and be like, I don't know what you're talking about. That was not Bobby Caboose that made that little boy cry. It was not Bobby Caboose that hit that boy in the face and made him bleed and take his ball away from him and probably told him that Santa Claus wasn't real and probably said the Easter Bunny got ran over by a car and it wasn't Bobby that did this. It wasn't.
It was so funny because right under when the clips and stuff, it was a great. Now once again, I don't remember when the hell this game was, but there was a video of someone in a game hitting they hit a home run and some dude caught it and he's with his girl, but he spots a kid like 3 rows ahead of him and says, "Hey kid, here's this ball." Because once again, it's
Yeah,
it's a core memory for the kid, dude. You're a fucking
right,
adult. Like, would it be cool to have the ball? Yeah, it's a free souvenir, but it means more to them than it does to you. And what's even more
right.
funny in that clip, later on in that game, the fucking kid catches a home run and turns back around and says, "Hey, here's this
Yeah,
ball." So it's the old, just, you see there's millions of clips of it, of home runs, and it's like they catch it, yay, okay, where's the closest kid that I can give this to?
right.
Because the
Well,
and
like,
continue.
bro, what are you gonna do with that ball? What are you gonna do? Are you gonna put like when you take it home? Are you gonna put it in like a little case and display it? Like, what are you gonna do? Or are you gonna just take it and be like, well, okay, I'm gonna just throw it in the garage with the rest of the fucking my basketballs and soccer balls and
Dude,
baseballs and
makes no
balls,
sense.
and, you know?
Cause like That's a core mem, and it's like it means more to a kid
Absolutely.
that kid might genuinely keep that baseball forever. Like, dude, this is the moment that I fell in love with baseball. I got a home run ball. It's like Austin Matthews. He's probably the best goal scorer in the NHL right now. He was his favorite player growing up was Alex Ovechkin, because he was at the game where Ovi scored the goal against the Coyotes because he lived in Arizona. So it's like, oh, that's
Mhm.
the moment I fell in love with it.
Well, right. And now, what was the dude's name? Harrison Bader.
Yeah,
Okay. That's probably that kid's favorite player now.
dude,
Like,
I got. Not
you
only
know,
did I get the experience that I kind of went viral because this bitch stole my ball, I got my goodie bag that probably was a Harrison Bader jersey. I got to go in the players' tunnel and in the back and talk to him for like, I don't know, maybe 5-10 minutes, whatever. And
right.
I got a signed bat. That bat was probably the bat that he hit the home run with.
And who knows? The dude might have been like, "Hey, man, I'm gonna take you and your family out to Applebee's." Like, who
Dude,
knows?
for real. Hey,
Like,
here's my cleats.
right.
Something.
You're on the road. You still gotta who knows if he was like, "Yeah, man, like, meet me up at fucking Red Lobster, and I'll buy
Or
your family dinner,
yeah, or
and we can hang
whatever.
out." Like, who knows? Like,
Yeah,
I'm sure they can do, as long as it wasn't a travel day. I'm sure they're allowed to go do shit after the game.
yeah, but
You know,
it was still such a awesome moment after the game that I saw, because once again hours later I saw Harrison Bader in the back signs bat for the kid that had his ball stolen. I was like, hell yeah. And that is one of the biggest reasons as to why sports are awesome. I love when this shit happens. Not when
you
Karens steal kids' baseballs.
you love when Karen and the
No.
dad was just like, oh,
Yeah, he
what do
was
you
like, you know what, bitch, here's the ball. It's not
right?
worth it,
And
dude.
I go back and forth on like how I don't have children, and I don't expect to ever have children, but I was like trying to think of like in the moment like what I would have done. And I think I think the dad probably did the right approach, right?
Yeah.
But just diffuse the situation. Here's the goddamn ball, like whatever. So, that was probably the right decision. I'm thinking, I'm like, okay, like there would be a part of me, and it might be the part that comes out, but it also because I wouldn't be thinking about like, okay, people got their cell phones out and shit. But I would, I think I would have probably stood up for myself a little bit more and just been like, hey, son, earmuffs.
And
You
let her
know, he
have it.
puts his earmuffs on and let her have it and be like, you know what? These balls are free reign. There was two other people that you're not yelling at that didn't get the ball that were going for the ball. I gave this to my son. You're a grown ass woman. You don't need a fucking baseball from a game.
Hmm.
Um, and all this shit. And then later, I would have told my son, I would have been like, look, dad probably handled that the wrong way. um there's going to be time, 99 times out of 100 or 999 times out of 1,000 or whatever fucking
1%, you
um
want to call it?
yes, you need to stand up for yourself. This person was way out of line, and normally that's bad behavior, but when somebody acts like that, sometimes you got to check them
See,
and
I got one expression how I would have handled that.
fuck around and find out.
Equal rights, equal fights. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Do not hit women. Do not hit women.
No,
I,
I
I,
was about to say,
I'm
man, you see that fucking that Texans fan.
Dog, I was just gonna bring that up. Like, I'm scrolling Twitter and it said,
What's going
"Oh,
on?
it was like viral fight." Now, I didn't see the video of said fight. All I saw was the girl's face, and there was, I guess, a fight in the upper deck of the Rams and Rams. It was what, the Rams Texans, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, of the Rams Texans game, and this girl had to be like walked off because her nose and she had half her face covered in blood, and it's funny because she was wearing a JJ Watt jersey. JJ Watt commented quoted the video, said, "I need the story," and a lot of people were saying, "Oh, she was doing her JJ Watt cosplay because he has the iconic broke his nose, blood all over his face, from the
Yeah.
game." But yeah, it's just like I don't like. I understand the tribalism for fans, but not if it's like interconference.
Dude, like I like dude, I don't understand. Like, of course, like I've been in situations where you start talking shit back to, back and forth to fans
That's
or
the part of
whatever,
being
and
a fan.
right. But the game also doesn't fucking matter. Like,
No,
I am, I'm not sure how you feel about, the Steelers losing or when my Lions lose or whatever. But it doesn't affect my entire day. Yeah, I'm like pissed for like 20 minutes and I'm like, okay, well, let's watch the next game or whatever. Let's go get dinner or whatever. I can't believe the Lions lost. Let's get over it, blah, 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 blah. The people that fucking like are like, oh my God, fuck this. Blah, blah, let's get fucking blackout drunk because my team fucking lost and let's drown our sorrows. They're fucking losers. All right. These fucking athletes don't give a fuck about you. Right.
mm,
There's an old, there's a movie that I'm sure you probably haven't seen, but it's called A Bronx Tale. Have you ever seen A Bronx Tale?
no,
Okay, so there's a line in the movie that this gangster he asks this little kid, he's like, hey, oh, you like the Yankees? He's like, yeah. He's like, well, who's your favorite player? I think he says DiMaggio, and because it takes place in like the 50s or 60s,
yeah,
I think it's DiMaggio or Mantle. I'm not whatever which one it is,
mm,
and he goes, why you look up to him, kid? He's like, well, cause he's a baseball player, right? He's like my favorite player. I love the Yankees, whatever. The guy goes, well, do you think if your dad couldn't pay the rent, do you think Joe DiMaggio would pay the rent for you and your family so you can keep a roof over your head? No,
that's
he
funny.
won't. He don't give a fuck about you. So why give a fuck about him? And that's, like not to be like super like morbid and shit, but like
Yeah,
that's kind of how I feel about these athletes. Like of course I like certain players and whatever, but like
mm,
when people were rooting for when people from Detroit were rooting for Matt Stafford or Justin Verlander to win a championship after they left, why? They didn't do it here. Why do you care if they do it somewhere else? They don't give a fuck about you. Like they don't even know who you are. Like obviously they don't know
mm.
who you are. But like if you were in some kind of financial trouble or if you were dying or some shit, you think these people would fucking come save you? No, they won't.
I got a good
So
example of that.
for these fans to get so riled up in the stands, yeah, again, trash talk and stuff and friendly banter is one thing, but when you start fucking, throwing fisticuffs, fucking a Michigan fan got fucking choked out,
I saw that.
Oklahoma, like what the fuck is going on, man? Chill the fuck out. I get football's back, but hey, okay, I'm
Oh,
gonna
I'm
sound like a
frozen.
hypocrite right now. You don't have to fucking drink all day, right? I'm gonna seem like a hypocrite because
I'm
where
frozen.
the hell did you go to?
You keep talking. I'm fixing my camera. That's funny.
Oh my God. I feel like Garth in Wayne's World. Now I'm just by myself. Anyway, you're in the dark. Anyway, w- you know, again, gonna sound like a little bit of a hypocrite because I've been there and I've drank all day, but guess what? I don't act like a fucking asshole, and I don't fucking, hey, you're wearing a jersey of a team I don't like, so I'm gonna call you a bad word, and and I'm gonna act all tough in front of my boys until I got knocked the fuck out. Or in the Houston Texans Rams case, I'm gonna hit a freaking woman. Get the fuck out of here. I don't know when it has become acceptable for a man to hit a woman, but I see this shit on fucking Twitter all the fucking time, and it's gotta stop. The fucking
It's
society is fucking broken when you start fucking having I get, some people are, oh, like you said, equal rights, equal fights. Some people actually fucking live that, and you can't. You
right.
guys are fucking stupid.
Do
You
you
know,
does it make you feel like a big man, huh? Is
right?
it manly? Like, come on, dude. Like, what?
It's like those dudes that pick a fight with a guy that's smaller than them because they know, but they won't talk shit to somebody else. Look, I'm gonna talk shit to you regardless on your size.
Dude,
Because if I like you, I'm gonna talk shit to you. If I don't like you, I'm gonna really talk shit to you. But you
right.
know, I'm not gonna get in a fight at a fucking sporting event, especially something I paid a lot of money to go to. You probably spent a couple $100 between your tickets, your parking, your tailgate,
Your
your
food,
dinner,
your any
your
merchandise you got at the game, right, dude? Like, it's a heavy financial investment to go and have the fan experience,
yeah, yeah.
dude.
So
Like when
you know,
oh, I'm sorry,
it,
continue.
no, it's just it's absolutely ridiculous that you can't. And like, dude, again, going back to the baseball Karen, you have children going to these games, and it's one thing for a drunk, uh, you know, 30 to 50-year-old man wearing a someone else's name on their back and being a fan. You can wear your jerseys, whatever, and shit, but you fall in love with the game when you're a child, right? And not only I to me, as a kid, as an immature kid, I would probably think these fights are funny, right? And
Right.
still, I
Some of
might
them
think they're
are.
funny right now. I still might think they're funny right now.
Yeah.
I think they're ridiculous. I laugh at ridiculous shit, right? So like,
Right.
my sense of humor is, like if I laugh it off, I'm like, it's not necessary to think that I think that it's funny. I think it's so fucking stupid and ridiculous that I have to laugh about it.
Bingo.
Um, so anyway, you don't like, dude, the kids in these sections, they're witnessing this. This could be fucking scary to them. This could be like, depending on the situation, as far as the fight, how close they are, whatever. Like, dude, just check yourself, man. Act like a fucking adult. Like, if you have a disagreement and someone, tell someone to fuck off. Don't fucking throw hands. Like, there's certain ways to fucking to deal with this shit. It should never get violent, especially when there's a woman involved, because then not only is her dude or whoever she's with going to get involved, but they're going to at least try to protect her if they're a real man.
Right.
And and then you just escalate the situation. Like, you have to de-escalate your girl. You got to try to stand up for her at the same time. Like, it's too much. You're there to watch an entertainment, football, baseball, whatever sport, the event, concert, you know, just instead of fighting, just go with your secretary and try not to get on camera.
Dude, with your when emotions are high, decision making is low. And like, it's a good example. A couple years ago when the Steelers played in Atlanta, I went, Steelers fan. My boy, he's a Falcons fan, and his girl went. And so, it was so funny because it was a preseason game and we won like 30-0. But I'm living the fan experience. I'm talking shit to all the Falcons fans.
Mhm.
It's the preseason, so it doesn't really fucking matter. But I'm going on Twitter saying Steelers winning the Super Bowl, Falcons bottom five team, and then start going back and forth with a Falcon fan on Twitter. I start going back and forth with Falcons fans that are like sitting in rows under me, and we're all just talking shit and having a good time. And not once did bro say I'm gonna come up there and beat your ass, or I'm gonna wait till the game's done. And I'm like ha ha, you guys are gonna be you guys are gonna win 3 games, but it does not ever, and I do mean ever, need to escalate to anything physical.
Right.
Never.
We went to a Lions Falcons game. Speaking of the Falcons, we went to a Lions Falcons game years ago. It was
Mm.
a one of my buddies at the time. He was getting married, and it was the like the groomsman gift for all of us to go to a Lions game, tailgate and shit. Well, I had a buddy who got, like, actually, he was so fucked up he actually didn't get into the game. He fell on top of the ticket lady, and she was like 80 years old, and he like literally like fell on top of her trying to get into the game, and they're like, yeah, you're not coming in.
That's
So
awesome.
my brother, who was filling in for a guy, someone, actually the groom's brother couldn't make it, so my brother was going to take his ticket. Well, my brother was like, "Hey, like I wasn't supposed to be going to the game. Let me just take him to a bar or something. Get him some water, get him some food, try to sober him up." And anyway, it was a huge disaster for my brother. He ended up calling me at halftime and was like, "Dude, I can't handle this fucker." That's another story for another day. But
Right.
so me and a couple of my buddies leave, and we go and find him, and his parents happen to be downtown too. His parents had tickets as well, but weren't sitting with us, so he was waiting for his parents to pick him up. And so I was walking with him after the game to go find his parents, and about 10 Falcon fans were coming towards us, and it's just me and this drunk slob. And he decides to say, um, Atlanta is full of a homophobic slur. Let's just say that. Um, and I was like,
Nice.
great. So these dudes said, "What did you say?" And I was like, "All right, well, I'm not about to get my ass beat about over this drunk fuck." And I was like, "Guys, he's hammered. Please, dude. One dude shoved this motherfucker, and he stumbled back about 15 feet. Um, so I was like, just let us go. Like, I'm
Please,
not about to get my ass beat by 10 people.
please don't
Um,
beat our ass. He's drunk. Please just let us
right."
go.
And I'm just like, dude, like I don't know why people get so angry and so upset at other people. It just I guess at that moment you don't see them as people.
Yeah,
You
it's
just
just
see
the
them as some
it's
kind of enemy.
it's the anger of your team beat my team, so I'm just gonna try and piss you off or say some derogatory things. But going back to like the rooting for players and stuff, after they leave, like I remember when the Bucks beat the shit out of the Chiefs, and what's funny is like Antonio Brown was on the Bucks team, and,
Hmm.
and Le'Veon Bell was on the Chiefs as like the third string running back, or whatever, and so Steelers Twitter was like, "Oh, regardless, we're gonna have a former Steeler win a Super Bowl, yay!" And I was I'm happy for them, but I'm like, I wish that could have happened. I wish they could have done that shit for me.
Right.
They didn't
Well,
do
that's
that
like
shit for me.
Stafford, dude. That like I will never get over this. Like they were selling Detroit Rams shirts at like grocery stores and stuff. And I'm like,
Shit's
what the
insane.
fuck is that? A Detroit Ra- you know how your football team is pathetic? You wear a fucking Detroit shirt with a different fucking nickname. That's how you know that your fans and your franchise is pathetic. Anyone who owns one of those is a goddamn loser. Like just straight up, dude. You're gonna root for a dude that, for again, people have heard my Matt Stafford rants. I just
Right.
saw something that is he a Hall of Famer? No.
No.
People are like, that's a stupid question. You didn't watch him every week. When he was in Detroit, tell me the entire nation was watching Detroit. So get the fuck out of here. You weren't watching these games. He was inaccurate. He was coming from behind all the time. He never elevated anyone. The only person that he elevated to another level was Kenny Galladay. Everyone else was either established or the greatest receiver of fucking all time.
Yo, I got a great
Or
comparison.
top three.
Yo,
Sorry, Randy Moss, Jerry Rice, Calvin Johnson.
yo, I just thought about this. You know what Stafford's like? What Stafford's Detroit career is like? It's like Dak. A lot of great stats. A lot of them. And a lot
Dude,
and because I remember before Dak popped his hamstring, what was it, last year when he popped his hamstring? He was on pace for like 6,000 yards. Like he's just air chucking the ball everywhere, and that's what Stafford was in Detroit. I'm gonna throw it everywhere. We're behind, so the opposing team just running soft
triple
coverages.
coverage. I'm just gonna throw it up in triple coverage to Calvin Johnson. Oh, and people are like, "Oh my God, that's a great throw." No, motherfucker.
That's
You
not a
threw it
good
in fucking.
decision, right?
You threw a 500 ball and was like dead or alive.
Dude,
You know.
one of my pet peeves, and this is for any team or my team, when you throw it into like quadruple coverage and the ball safely hits the ground, and I'm like, oh, you got fucking bailed by a bad decision. The ball
Yeah.
safely hit the ground.
100%. And dude, so you're always playing from behind, and I get it. I understand. I'm not fucking stupid.
Right.
I get it's a team sport, and I get that there was terrible management, terrible coaching for years. I understand that. I'm not stupid. The product wasn't good anyway, but he wasn't gonna win here. He, but he never made the team better. Like, we could add anyone at quarterback and had the same fucking results. We made the playoffs 3 times. He never won a playoff game.
Right.
How you said, he's Dak Prescott, 100%. You know who also he is? Matt Ryan. He's also Jay Cutler. He's also Eli Manning without without the 2 Super Bowls. He's also Ben Roethlisberger. He's without the Super Bowls. He's just a mediocre guy. Of course, those, Roethlisberger, you can argue he's a little better. Eli,
I was about to say,
talent.
I was about to say, I don't know if you saw, but when you brought up Big Ben, it shed a tear to my eye, dog. I was just watching because Big Ben post retirement, he has like his own podcast and stuff.
Yeah, those 2 are probably bad examples because they have multiple Super Bowl rings. Jay Cutler, Romo.
I get you. Yeah. Matt Ryan, even though Matt Ryan does have an MVP, but like once again, I'm not watching Detroit every week, but he was a good player in a bad situation who filled up stats every week, and it didn't matter.
They used to call him Pad Statford.
Yeah, because he's like, dude, it doesn't matter because we're down 18 with 8 minutes to go, so I can throw for 140 yards in the fourth quarter.
Bro couldn't read a defense, dude. He couldn't read a defense. The only success he had was against prevent defenses at the end of the game. That's the only, and that's why Matt Stafford's the king of comebacks. No, why don't you play like that all fucking game? Oh, that's because you can't read a defense. You want to sling it like Brett Favre. For years it seemed like the Lions receivers had the most drops in the league. Maybe take a little bit off, Matt. Maybe you don't have to fucking throw it 110 miles an hour. He had no touch here.
That was Vic's problem.
People don't realize it. And he only had Calvin Johnson. He had Golden Tate. Golden Tate's a pretty damn good receiver. Nate Burleson wasn't a bad receiver.
And that was Golden Tate coming off the Super Bowl run in Seattle.
Yeah, Marvin Jones.
Kenny Galladay was great.
Kenny Galladay is the only guy that was nothing after he left.
Yeah,
he was the only guy that Matt Stafford made.
Yeah, because I remember Kenny Galladay, he had a good year in Detroit, or a good stint in Detroit for however long it was, and then he hit free agency and got the big deal from the Giants.
Well, yeah, and look, you want some comparisons. You just go, okay, so Brady, name how many fucking guys that obviously he's arguably the best quarterback of all time, but look how many guys that you wouldn't know who the fuck they were unless Brady made them. Edelman, Welker, Danny Woodhead, Deion Branch, Randy Moss is probably the one that he didn't make. Look at Peyton Manning, Demaryius Thomas, Wes Welker again.
Julius Thomas, tight end.
Reggie Wayne and Marvin Harrison were beasts.
Yeah.
I'll give them that. But Brandon Stokely, no one would have knew that motherfucker. He didn't do anything after.
Dallas Clark.
Look at Drew Brees, Marcus Colston, Mike Thomas, right? Michael Thomas.
Yeah.
He had a couple other guys that I can't remember.
Pierre Garçon.
Bam. You get these dudes and then they leave and then they're like nobodies and you're like, oh man, that quarterback really made them. And Stafford, you have one guy. You have one guy. And it's not like when he went to the Rams, it's not like he made Cooper Kupp. It's not like he made Puka.
Yeah,
it's
Cooper Cup was a borderline guy with Stafford. Stafford just they like for Cup, who was good with Goff.
Mm-hmm.
Stafford would target him 14 times a game, and
Exactly.
and
Exactly.
and Goff wouldn't.
Right. And for, the fact that people are like so like, oh my God, he's, if he wasn't in Detroit for all those years, dude, that doesn't mean shit. Like he like obviously the Detroit organization historically has been dog ass, right? But that doesn't mean that there was sprinkled in some good teams in there. And for the fact that you had a couple good teams that made the playoffs, and literally you fucking, instead of playing football, you decided to like take a 3-hour shit in those playoff games and not do anything.
Because
That
there,
see, that's a lot. And for the fact that when okay, I get it. The first year that he goes to the Rams, they win the Super Bowl. But I could name probably 15 other quarterbacks that would have won the Super Bowl with that team, including Jared Goff. That team was fucking stacked. That team had Aaron Donald. That team had Jalen Ramsey. That team had Cooper Kupp. That
Von
team had
Miller.
Von Miller. Like, come on, man. You're gonna tell me that they won it because of Stafford? Because Stafford literally got them through one playoff game, I believe. One playoff game that he really shined. At that point, you're Joe Flacco, bro.
What's even more funny is if Jaquarius Tart catches that pick in the fourth quarter,
Yep,
the Niners going back to the Super Bowl.
absolutely, absolutely.
But
It's
I don't know.
and people
Like,
just people from here are fucking delusional because just because you're quote unquote the greatest quarterback of a team's franchise history doesn't mean you're a good quarterback. That means the franchise is ass. Look at the Browns. Look at the Bears. Look, Jay Cutler is the greatest Bear quarterback of all time, probably. Right?
unless you value like
Unless
Tim
you value,
McMahon,
yeah,
Tim McMahon
but it's
or
them
Rex
too, right?
Grossman. Yeah, it's like it's
It's
those
literally
three
them
guys.
too.
Yeah,
I wouldn't put Rex Grossman, even though he got there. I wouldn't put that
but
up there.
but once again, if you just want to have another guy to throw in there,
Right. Look at the Browns.
it's
Like, who's the
it's
greatest Browns quarterback of all time? Who is it?
Bernie Kosar,
Ba-
Tim Couch. Like, pick your
Baker
guy.
Mayfield for 3 years? Like,
Fuck,
if
maybe.
for real, like these ass fucking franchises, like you're like, okay, like, Rich Gannon for the Raiders,
Yeah,
maybe. Yeah,
Ken Stabler
like,
was nice.
so it's like, okay, if you want that and all that, but I'm like, man, it's not a guarantee. Like, I wouldn't put him in. I would put him in the Hall of Good.
Yeah,
You know, like,
and we've gone over it, and I think that could be an exercise we do because once again they have websites where it's like, oh, in the next
yeah,
like 5 years that we could go down the Hall of Fame list.
yeah, for sure. But yeah, I don't know how we got on the Rams Texans shit,
Yeah,
but yeah, I saw that and like on Instagram yesterday, and I went into the comments. There was like a couple hundred comments, and I was like, I wonder if anyone says no. And it's like everyone's like, yeah, if you say no, you don't know ball, blah 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 blah. No, if you say yes and say obviously, you don't know ball because you weren't watching these fucking Lions games, dude. No one,
my
and don't tell me, I don't want anyone to fucking tell me yes I was unless you were in Detroit, because no one was watching the fucking Lions when they were fucking dog ass and getting a top 5 pick every year. Don't fucking tell me that you were, oh, on Sunday, I have, 16 games on the slate and I'm gonna watch the fucking Lions against the Bucks or whoever the fuck.
I mean, it's bad when you become the Family Guy bit on Thanksgiving. Hey, aren't you guys supposed to be losing? Aren't you guys supposed to be losing a football game?
Yeah, 100%.
Like, one last thing to wrap up, like the Stafford thing. It for me,
I got one more thing too.
huh?
I got one more thing too about the Stafford thing.
For my Hall of Fame, if you were to ask me, he's borderline doesn't get in. For me personally, he's a borderline guy, really talented, doesn't get in for me.
Now, if he won a second Super Bowl,
He gets in.
I think, but it also came out recently that Kelly Stafford, his wife, who a bunch of people are big fans of hers, all right? Said that her kids were getting bullied
Yeah, I
in
seen that
Detroit,
shit.
and I'm like maybe, just maybe, because I think she did blame it herself. Like, I think it was like the quote was like something like, "You're gonna have to move because your mom doesn't shut up or something." Maybe you should shut the
Yeah.
fuck up because you know why your kids are getting bullied. Kelly Stafford, do you want to know why your kids are being bullied? Because you went on a podcast and told the world that you cucked your husband in fucking college and you started fucking the backup quarterback at Georgia to make him jealous. That's why your kids are getting bullied, not because your husband sucks at his job in Detroit or there's new management or whatever. It means you need to shut the fuck up and you're literally embarrassing your husband. I would have, dude, if I was Matt Stafford, I would have divorced her ass as soon as she came out with that episode. Are you kidding me? You're gonna embarrass me in front of the world like that and tell people that you were fucking my backup quarterback in Georgia because you wanted my attention? Okay.
Like
All
he
right.
like he literally held my balls in practice.
Right. And now you're holding his balls in your mouth. Anyway, um
Yeah, dude. Like I remember when
it,
that whole shit came out the other couple years ago. I was like, damn, dude, that's crazy. Then the internet being the internet, they went and found his
yeah.
fucking backup quarterback.
I mean, it's crazy. Like I would be so livid if like my girlfriend would do that, and like I would never do that type of shit to her either. Like
Right.
the respect. It's like, dude, like you just want all the attention,
Some
and like
shit you just take to the grave, dog.
yeah, 100%, 100%. So anyway, thank you for welcoming me back on this Wednesday. I am sorry that I missed the last two episodes because
Hold
of my
on, hold
internet.
on, hold on, hold on. You don't get off the hook.
What?
We got Nerfies to pick.
Well, no, I was getting into that, man.
Oh, you sound like you were wrapping up the show. I was about to say, don't you dare.
Well, I was. I didn't want to do an interview today.
Oh, I don't give a fuck what you want. We're doing a Nerfie.
I gotta look,
You're perfectly fine,
dude.
dude.
And God damn it, my
What?
thing. I haven't looked at Nerfy since September 2nd, so I have to go through a week's worth of
A week's worth of Nerfies
a,
into your
a
record?
week's worth of clicking on the arrow to go to the right day. Um,
Right.
all right, so I'm gonna take your boy. I'm just gonna make this easy. Um, I'm taking your boy.
Which one?
Um, and it's the first game of the day. The Brewers and Rangers.
Oh,
Freddie Peralta. He's
Freddie
a
P.
right-handed pitcher. 16-5, 2.5 ERA with 176 strikeouts versus Merrill Kelly. The Rangers. I was looking at the T and thinking Twins. I don't know why. Merrill Kelly is 11-7. He's 3.16. Austin 3.16 ERA. With a 156 strikeouts. We need to get our Nerfy record down so that we can tell the people by the end of the season.
I think I was gonna say I think I'm on like a 4-game losing streak. I think I'm 18-18, which I gotta
Do you know if
get
I
right.
won on the second?
I do not.
Cool. Thanks for keeping up with the Kardashians.
Keep it up, the Kardashians. All right, I got one. Give me don't laugh. I got
The
the
Rockies.
no.
Damn.
I got the Braves and the Cubs. The Braves has Chris Sale, the 78-year-old man who's making his third start post coming back from fucking up his rib. He's been excellent since returning, going at least six innings in both with 1 ERA and 9 Ks apiece, going up against the greatest pitcher of all time,
Max Scherzer?
TBD.
Oh, TBD.
I don't know yet
Um,
for the Cubs.
so my last Nerfy didn't hit, by the way.
Ah, damn.
Anyway, thank you for welcoming me back on this Wednesday. Again, I had internet issues, but I am back. Sorry for our ratings plummeting. Hopefully, we use some Blue Chew and raise those ratings to the top. Um,
Use some blue
uh,
cheese, crazy.
Go check us out on newleafnews.com/network. Both of them take you to the same great site. We have daily content, whether it's sports, entertainment, gaming, you name it, we got it. Check us out over on, obviously we're on live on YouTube on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays at 7:30 Eastern time at the New Leaf News YouTube channel. Go hit that subscribe button. Join us for your breakfast on those mornings. If you can't tell already, we're two very fun guys. They call us mushrooms because we're such fun guys. Get it? Fun guy. Um, anyway, you can also go to Blue Sky, Facebook, Instagram, X, where else? TikTok, and follow New Leaf News over there, at New Leaf News on all platforms. Facebook. You can find me over at Bobby Kaboose on Instagram and on X. That over there, that guy who dipped our ratings, that's at Lawson _1226. And I guarantee he didn't say this during the shows because he's a selfish prick. So that's his birthday. Again, no one cares. But we would like to think he would like to think people care. So he's never gotten a birthday present in his life. He's never gotten a gift with non-Santa Claus, non-snowman wrapping paper, not one just that says happy birthday, celebrate another year of life, because no one cares. Like, really, the day after Christmas, like, what are you usually doing? I'm watching Lifetime movies or like drinking hot chocolate or, I don't know, fucking
Eggnog. I'm not, but I bet you are.
spearing snowmen, snowman
Spearing
tipping,
snowman.
or pegging, not pegging like that, but pegging, pegging children with snowballs. Anyway, so we're all busy on the 26th, except for this guy. He just sits in his room with one little cupcake and a candle, and he sings happy birthday to himself over and over again. So let's make it a better birthday for him this year. Clear out that Amazon wish list, get him some gifts, and make him feel special this year in 2025. But until next time, Lawson, if you want to take us out, it's getting cold up here.
Thank God you stopped just because you were about to say, pegging children. But you said pegging, not like that. Pegging kids with snowballs.
That's what I'm saying, man.
Hey, man.
You can't take my clips and take them out of context.
Yeah, they're always in context, never out of context. But as always, for New Leaf News and the Legends Clubhouse, thank you so much for joining us for episode 61.
61. Who's your favorite 61 of all time?
Did Dick Butkus wear 61? Or was that 51?
I can't name 161.
Anyways, as always, thank you so much for joining us for episode 61 of the Legends Clubhouse. For New Leaf News and the Legends Clubhouse, I'm Lawson Turner, and that's Bobby Kaboose right there. And we will see you beautiful people Friday morning at 7:30 Eastern. Real quick, who wins Thursday Night Football? Washington at Packers. Go.
Packers win a close game. Washington covers.
Nice.
3.5.
And that is your winning in little betting spread. But once again, as always, we will see you beautiful people Friday morning at 7:30 Eastern. Until next time, peace.